Absolutely, absolutely. It would have been a case for getting tainted lifelong, I suppose, up till now. So it was something I was always very conscious of, and would never really have smiled fully, would always have kind of closed-mouthed smile so as to hide my teeth. So now I would feel generally a lot more confident in that scenario. I suppose the most simplistic answer would be to say just being able to smile with an open mouth. Generally, even you would find when talking to people that you would kind of close your mouth a little more and speak almost with closed lips at times. So you were always conscious of it. I suppose it's always in the back of your mind. It's difficult really to explain because it's always a subconscious feeling that you're having all along of just trying to hide the fact that your teeth were something you were a little embarrassed by. So now I suppose it's just something, it's a bit more carefree in that environment. So you're able to kind of talk openly with people and not be trying to hide. Yeah, people have judged me for having bad teeth. Yeah, that is a real thing. It was just as a young lad growing up, mixing with other young lads, if they found any sort of flaw that they could hone in on and know that that was a button of yours that they could push, yeah, they were going to go to town on that. So yeah, it would have been a case over years where people would have pinpointed my teeth as something to pick out of me on because they knew they'd get a reaction. Same for me. I would be from probably what you call a working class background. We would have went in primary school. There was a scheme at the time where everybody went to get their teeth checked out, and mine was definitely a case for braces. But the fact that my teeth were so strong at the time, I was growing up on a farm, it was easy access to milk. So my teeth were really, really strong, and they just said that it was overcrowding was the only problem, and other cases were kind of bumped up the list. I remember actually being category C. I don't know what it meant, but that stuck in my head forever, that I was category C and category A would be seen to first and B, and if they ever got around to it, I could. So yeah, I would have kind of, it wouldn't have been an option. You wouldn't even have brought it up at home because you just knew the money wasn't there to do it. And then I would have went to college. I worked to put myself through college. I travelled a little. Went through a few mishaps with knee injuries and stuff where there wasn't time to, you had to take time off work. The money just wasn't there. Over years, all my trips to the dentist, like I would have had numerous different dentists and numerous different stories and numerous different things that they would have wanted to focus on. But you kind of got the sense all the time that they were counting the money. You know, they were thinking how much this is going to cost, and to do a really good job here, this is going to cost so much and so much. And I suppose the chat with Owen and the difference that way was he saw it as a project more so than an income. And I think just from our conversations together about it, we kind of saw this as something that the both of us were in on. You know, it wasn't just me going in and doing all this stuff at home and popping into retainers and Excelident and all these different things and brushing vigorously and all that. Kind of felt every time you come back that he was nearly that bit further along with it as well as I was. So yeah, it became an exciting project to it, and we built a relationship over it, and helped us towards a goal that we were both happy with. I was always very afraid of the dentist, and the reason would be the way my teeth were and everything. It always meant a lot of pain, and I would be popping a few pain pills before going to the dentist and everything, and it might have helped a little, but there was always going to be a lot of pain. There was always going to be a lot of bleeding every time, and you almost felt that you were apologetically replying to the dentist and say, look, sorry, there's nothing I can do about this. All the dentists previously have dealt with this, and I know it's your first time, so sorry about all the blood everywhere. But it started about engineering a plan where, okay, well, maybe if we treat this tooth, that could bring this whole thing into line. And like the most amazing thing throughout the whole process, considering where my teeth were and where they are now, is that I never lost a tooth. I never had to get any pulled or anything like that. With the size of my teeth, like that, I thought was incredible. And And the way it was able to be manoeuvred in that direction, like with Owen's planning, yeah, we reached that goal of straight teeth without having to get any pulled, which was amazing. If you had told me that at the start, I wouldn't have believed you. But I suppose it's how much you invest in your teeth mentally and personally, rather than just thinking of it financially. If it's always something that's in your mind, if it's always at the back of your mind as something you're uncomfortable with or something you just like to change over years, I mean, like, put it into perspective of the amount of time people spend going to the gym, changing diet, anything like that. It's a similar mind frame. Well, to me personally it is anyway. So I think if it's something that's in your head, you probably will find a way, but failing that, I would say just go to the open day. The gingivitis process would have been always happening. In moments of stress or anything like that, anything big coming up, I would have found a bout of gingivitis coming on, which meant I was going to have to go and spend on medicines for that, and also dealing with it and the blood and everything like that. And you could be talking to someone and there'd just be blood appearing on your teeth. Now I don't feel I have that worry at all. And I suppose it's just the process of cleaning your teeth, even just doing that immediately afterwards and comparing that to beforehand. The ease of actually getting around all your teeth, not having to worry about manoeuvring so many different angles with a toothbrush to try and get around everything, it's just a huge benefit. It means it's a lot easier to look after. You're more confident in your health, and by proxy, when you're talking to people, you're more comfortable engaging with them. The first time I would have sat in the chair with Owen to get actual treatment done, not just for getting a survey done or whatever. First time for treatment, Owen would always say, like, you know, what music would you want through the headphones? And I just went indie rock, anything like that. And the first song, you couldn't write this. The first song that came on, the first line was, "I'm afraid of dentists and the dark." Absolutely, absolutely. And I do like the thought of putting it as Owen and his team. It's not just Owen. There are people at the front desk. There are people helping out all around here. The hygienist, Maria, everybody on the team have been a massive help the whole way through. Whether it's supporting, whether it could be down to something simple like trying to arrange appointments to suit. And no matter what it was, they were always very helpful. So I found the general environment very good to walk into. And then when you were there, I think I knew everybody by name within the first month or two, within the first couple of visits. And yeah, everybody I had a relationship with. So absolutely, yeah. I think the best thing I could say about Owen is that if he doesn't know the answer straight away, he's not going to say something just to humour you. He will actually think about it. He will actually come up with the correct answer, with whatever is in your mind, and make sure that your question is fully answered, if you know what I mean. He's not going to say things just to humour you. He will actually go through the process, and then whenever it comes to the actual doing of the dentistry work or the care thereafter, he will explain it all really well for you. So you're not going into anything blindsided. And yeah, you're always just very well informed, and you're confident in what he's telling you. It's still taken a little bit of getting used to get my head around. The first time, I think, was about 4 months ago, just the night before a wedding, was the first time I got complimented on my teeth in my life ever. But yes, socially, it's just you're a lot more confident, and whenever it comes to taking a photo, you actually want to get in them now. You don't want to just hide away, or you're not always offering to take the photo for other people. Yeah, you'll actually, just confidence-wise, it's a huge difference. And obviously, health-wise, you feel all around better. So yeah.